And going live once again. Welcome to my scope. If you're on the replay, you're watching this up front. That's great. People joining in now. Cindy, oh, there's some familiar faces in here. Great. There we go. It moves around because there's a side light that's making me look like one-sided, like Phantom of the Opera. So this is a bit more appropriate. Hi, thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming back. This is my personal love scope. I do this every day, ideally. Hey, Daryl, good to have you back. This one is in response to another scope I did Monday, I think it was. So first of all, let's start off with thanks for joining me. Please invite your followers and share on Twitter and Facebook, etc., so it brings more people into the conversation. And tap the screen for hearts, which I do welcome as well. This may be short or maybe a longer conversation depending on your interaction, depending on where this goes inside of me. I'm just starting off with an idea, and I'm going to see where it goes down to in terms of my message. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Barry Selby, as my Periscope handle shows, and it's also the link to my website, which is barryselby.com. I am the heartbreak repair specialist working with mostly single successful women who want to transform their heart's pain into success, into love, into attracting an amazing relationship. I'm also known as the Love Doctor to my friends because I do lots of Q&A with them. So, this scope is in counterpoint to a scope I did back on Monday, I think it was, maybe Sunday. I'm part of several Facebook Periscope groups, and the group I just joined recently is called Perry Dudes, and it's obviously a Facebook group for guys in Periscope. And one of the challenge questions was put up was, what was it like to be a man in this modern world? Which I did a scope for, which I love doing. You can find that one in archive. I did. Quick tip. If you do Periscope frequently, you want to back them up to a site called catch.me. And that's a free site, ties to Twitter and to Periscope, makes everything easy. This is my account, catch.me/barryselby. All my previous, you can do a screenshot if you want. All my previous archive scopes that are recorded are there, as well as on Periscope for 24 hours. They're here permanently. So the scope I did on Sunday, I think it was, or Monday, was a declaration or a statement about what it's like to be a man in this world and what I believe is where we're going as men in this world. And I knew, because my work is with women, that I need to speak to the ladies. So this message is for the ladies. Men, you can definitely participate in watching and give me your thoughts and maybe take some of these tips with you into your dating life. Ooh, good stuff. So this is my love letter to the feminine. And it's really my heart's work that I do working with my clients. Thank you, Darryl. I appreciate that for sharing it. This is work I do with my clients because I've seen and mostly studied this over the last 8 years, especially 9 years, how we are evolving we're going through an evolution of the masculine and feminine polarity from men and women from Armenia. Awesome, thanks for joining me. I love this worldwide family that Periscope creates. So in the Western world, particularly in Europe and in America, there's been a 3-stage evolution of the male and the female through our own embodiment of what we're about. Thanks for the hearts, I appreciate it. Keep tapping that screen, I love the heart blasts. Just tap, tap, tap on the screen, gives me hearts. Lets me know you're there and you're watching and you're actually awake watching rather than asleep at the wheel, as it were. Oh, nice to meet you too. So, I mentioned in my scope I did again Sunday about the masculine, how we've evolved from the macho to the masculine through what I would describe as the codependent to the interdependent. And that's a whole conversation that's in my book, it's in my coaching, it's in my past love scopes that you all find on catch.me. And I'll show that again in a minute. In the area of the feminine, which I'm very, very passionate about, because in fact I'm being pulled by an inner guidance, like spirit, you want to call it, whatever you want to call it higher self, spirit, God, whatever, that's what I call it. I'm being invited to speak in front of big audiences of women to invite the feminine forward. Now let me explain what I mean by that, because this is what I'm about, and hopefully you'll see the value, the truth, the message in this. Hi Cindy, nice to have you here. So that's the framework. Let me jump into the conversation, or to the monologue initially until you jump in and respond. Women have been trained by society, to basically, in the business world, I'm talking about the business world, again, Western world, the United States and some Western Europe. Women have been trained in our culture. It was kind of like, there's been 2 stages. There was suffragette movement and the women's rights to vote a century ago or more. And then in the 60s or so, there was a sexual revolution. Well, we're due for a 3rd revolution, which is coming, and I'm part of the message of that, which is surprising considering my guy doing this, but it's needed. In the sexual revolution, or the feminist movement, whatever you want to call that, back in the 60s or so, there was a change. Women basically got beyond just the right to vote, they started to realize they wanted to have their own income, their own money, their own freedom in the world. So, hang on a second, let me just think something. Sorry, I'm actually come through. That's the other thing, by the way. When you're doing Periscopes, put do not disturb on so you don't get distracted by outside messages beyond what's in Periscope. That's a tip, by the way, because it happens to me all the time and I forget to do it. Women were basically trained in sexual revolution, or I should say were educated. And I frankly believe that the feminist movement really was mislabeled. It was the masculine movement for women. The movement created a workforce. It shifted women out of being passive to being active in the workforce. Women basically burned their bras, cut their hair, put on suits, took their makeup off, and acted like men in the business world. Now, this is a generalization, so do not presume I'm talking about every woman. But that's what happened largely to our culture. And women went out and worked and were dynamic and made a difference, which is great. However, they became like men, which made dating really weird. In the 70s, 80s, and 90s, which I was part of that experience, dating wasn't the way it used to be. It wasn't courtship like it used to be in the old days, really. In the old days, men would pick up the girl because she didn't have a car and take her out because he had the money and would basically wine and dine her to win her heart, sort of thing. That was the old model back in the 50s, 40s. I mean, all classic black and white movies showed that. Then women got their freedom, as it were, to go and earn their own money and get the bank accounts, get their own apartments, have an independent life, have their own cars. So relationship became, instead of being men going out pursuing women, it became men and women competing with each other and then negotiating relationship. It was kind of messed up. I was part of that, I know. That was stage 2. Stage 3 that's coming is where women are being reminded, and this is part of my message and my work and my gift and my service, women are being inspired, invited, nudged, coerced, or otherwise inspired to really remember their feminine heart. This is the work I do with my clients, largely. Because the women's heart is where the power is for them. We've got way more masculine energy in the world now than we ever needed, and men are owning the masculine, which is another part. Now, again, talked about this 4 or 5 days ago, which Ray watched, I saw Ray join. But women, ladies, your gift isn't in matching us, acting like us. Your gift is owning your feminine power, because it is far more powerful than any masculine energy. I'll say that one again. Ladies, your feminine power is more powerful, more impactful than any masculine energy out there. And that's the truth. Now, a couple of analogies to give you a sense of this. In relationship conversation, which I talk about mostly, there is a dance between the masculine and feminine, which creates the sexual attraction. It's the chemistry. And the more the man's in his masculine, the woman's in her feminine, the more exciting it is, and the more fun it is. Glad you like. Kind of like the dance of, in fact, one of my favorite things to talk about is Argentine tango. Now, I haven't done it for a long time. I did it for a while, and I was very clumsy at it. But the thing about Argentine tango, it's one of the best, for me, partner dances that model how masculine and feminine works or doesn't work together. If you watch people dancing in tango, the man is really in the place of leadership in a way that serves the feminine. He creates a structure, a framework that she basically can trust and lean on. These are hints, by the way. What he does is he creates a solid foundation that she can then flow and dance and play with. So when it's really a sexy dance in Argentine tango, she's having a ball. She's dancing, she's flowing, she's following his lead, and she's expressing herself beautifully. When you watch those two dance together, when especially good Argentine tango dancers, neither one's the best. They're uniquely together, and it's a beautiful thing to watch because the man's structure and way of working is so solid, so grounded, so foundational. She can trust it, depend on it, and works. That's a model for healthy relationships. Because the feminine needs room to express, but it needs a safe place to do it with. So a man who is solid in his heart, in his masculine work, and again, it talks about that on my Sunday scope, or Monday scope, about what it's like to be a modern man, to be a masculine man in this world, which I'm hopefully modeling more and more and teaching this more and more, is when we as men are solid in who we are. Hey, good to have you here, Shaq. When you stand in your own truth, when men stand in their hearts and are caring about the world, but also driven by a purpose and a mission and a direction, we are solid, we are real. A woman and a feminine can trust that. When a woman's not in a feminine, she doesn't know it. And that's one of the challenge. This month is special. October, it's a whole other month. So the feminine is needed more than ever. And ladies, I'm talking to you about this. And if you know any women, please share this message with them. This is a life changer that we need on the planet. And I've said this before in some way else, so I'll say it again here. It is true. It is the Back to the Future 30th anniversary. But please, sir, I'm on a conversation about the women and feminine right now. Yes, I love that stuff. I love that movie too, but keep it off the scope, please, for now. Thank you. Yes, okay, now you got me distracted. Stop it. What I'm clear about, and I said this before, that the Dalai Lama, and I say this quote, maybe you've heard it before, I said it so many times, because it's in my, it's in front of consciousness for me. The Dalai Lama in 2006 was at a conference, I think it was Vancouver, it was in Canada, where he gave out some peace awards to these women's organizations. And he was quoted as saying, and people have been quoting it ever since, and it's on Facebook as a meme, and it's everywhere, is that he said, the world will be saved with a Western woman. I believe, having not even been there or hear him say it out loud, that from the quote, I believe he was misquoted. Or I should say, he didn't say everything he meant to say. How can I do that to the Dalai Lama, you wonder? Because what I think he meant, and I believe he meant, was the world will be saved with a Western feminine woman. Because the way that women are in the world, especially like watching, Margaret Thatcher, Hillary Clinton, other women out there that are really modeling male behavior to compete in the modern world, which is the trap that women have been falling into, that's not helping anybody. Because you're doing the same thing we are, which isn't helping. Ladies, we need you in your feminine to change the direction we're going in, to shift the energy, to bring a different light, love, flow, dance, life to everything. Thank you, I appreciate that. It's what I've been studying and I've been rewatching, and some of my teachers really give it to me clearly, and I'm distilling down and integrating the understandings I've gained and learned over 30 years of study of this. Particularly the last, say, 8-9 years have been really powerful for me to see the difference, and so I'm about this in a very passionate way. My work in the world is helping women heal their hearts and attract amazing relationships, but underneath that is helping them own their feminine gifts. Some comparisons for you to think about. If you imagine like a massive river running through the canyons, the riverbanks are the masculine energy, the structure, the framework. The river itself is feminine energy flowing, growing everywhere. The power of the feminine can override the banks of the masculine, and women forget they have that power. And it's the truth that women are way more powerful than men. I mean, frankly, men, if you've experienced a woman in a full, passionate, upset, distress, yelling, for most men, it's kind of like duck and cover, because it's a power, and it is. Women's power is infinite, which is the blessing they have to bring to help this world change. So my love letter to you, ladies, is that I implore you, I request of you, I'll help you, and I'll speak to you about it again and again, and to bigger audiences if I'm invited, that your feminine energy is needed more than ever for the sake of all of us, for the women, for the men, for the children, for the planet, everything. We need your help. So ladies, please remember your feminine heart. Trust your feminine heart. Express it in the world with your gifts, your love, your service, and your caring for us. Well, it's one of the ones I use. Actually, another water analogy, which is even more potent, if you want to talk about it, is, and just to sidetrack that one, thanks Ray, is if you look at the biggest container ship, these things that are like a mile long that sit on the ocean, that travel across the ocean, take weeks to get across, take 4 days to turn around the corner, turn around on the ocean. The biggest ship you'll ever see, biggest cruiser, battleship, whatever it is, the biggest ship that floats on the ocean is the masculine energy. Powerful, directional, got a direction to go, and is strong. The feminine energy is the ocean it sits on. That's, again, how disparate the two are. And women forget that, because they've been trained to think like men, so they contain themselves like the masculine energy. We're both very strong, but different ways. The masculine strength, as I shared in my previous scope, is about direction, goals, completion, success, getting things done. That's what we're good at as men. The feminine energy is life force, which is everything. The light, the joy, the energy they bring that changes everything, that will calm down people so it stops wars. It heals the planet. That's how big the feminine energy is. So that's really what I wanted to tell you. And ladies, I want to share it with you so you get this. It's my passion, as you can tell. And I know there's going to be a chance to speak in front of live audiences, not just on Periscope and not just in my blogs and videos on Facebook. I want to get this out to a bigger audience because this is needed. Women, more than ever, you are needed in your feminine. Please tap into that place inside, express it, share it, find your sisters and partner up. Be in your feminine for our sakes, for the men, because frankly, any man who knows this loves the feminine. It's one of my favorite things to see on the planet is women in the feminine. It's so attractive, glorious, and beautiful. But not only that, it's going to save our planet. So that's my scope, really, in a nutshell. The juice is gone. Hopefully there was some value in that for you. If you have any questions, you can definitely check my site out. Again, my site is the same as my handle, barryselby.com. I do have 2 links in my profile on Periscope. One of which is the link to a consult. You can find me there if you want to figure out more about what I do and sit and talk with me. I have an opportunity to do a discovery session wherever you are in the world, Skype or phone or in person. And the other link is a link to my tip jar, because I'm raising funds. Actually, I'm specifically raising funds now because I've been invited to be part of a video book project that needs an investment from me. You're welcome. So if you feel called and you want to just throw a few bucks in the tip jar, there's a donation link there on my profile. Takes you to PayPal. You can just throw something in there. All right. Thanks for watching, folks, and the guys. Thanks for being along with me for the ride. You can. This is my passion. And men who get this, I applaud you and I welcome you to the brotherhood, because our brotherhood is going to support the feminine sisterhood. It's a partnership of love, of support, of transformation that's needed. It's time to stop being separate and against. It doesn't work. So that's my message, and that's it. I mean, that was a fairly fast scope in a way, but I wanted to get this out strong, clear choice, you know. Yeah, thanks, Ray. I know you're on the same page as me. So that's it. I'll be back on doing a scope later. I'm actually part of Perry Newbies. Just did one past the cast about business. I'll be in another one this afternoon. I think it's 2 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. No, yes, 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, 5 p.m. East Coast time, 2 p.m. West Coast time. So I'll be back on again soon. So just want to let you know I'll be back for that. I'm also got my Perry tips talking about the future of Periscope. I've been seeing stuff. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. That was the point. You're welcome. And again, follow my work. Again, there are tips. I appreciate you throwing cash my way, because I'm paying up for it. I'm putting some money together for this big investment. So thanks for the help on that. But again, I'll be doing a scope later on today about business, and one more scope, which is my Perry tips for the day. And this one's about the future of Periscope. That one's going to be fun. So keep following me. If you're not following me yet on Periscope, please do so. Share my scope with your friends. The replay, watch it, enjoy it, have fun. By the way, once again, that's my book. You can find on Amazon. It's Barry Selby is my title. It's my name. 50 Ways to Love Your Love is my book. It's on Amazon as a physical book, a Kindle book as well. All right. Thanks for watching again. Thanks for the love, support, the hearts. When is that one? When is which one? My Perry tips or the business one? I have to wait. I know it's like 25-30 second delay from comments and response in Periscope. Right. When is future Periscope? Oh. That's going to be my Perry tips. Unfortunately, I can't tell you exactly. I've got to go to a meeting, and I'm not sure when to get it out. I'm hoping to be able to do a scope right after that. So my plan is to do probably around, it'll probably be about 3:30, something like that, Pacific time today. So it'll be around 11:30 Greenwich Mean Time. That's my game plan. So if you follow me, you'll be notified. I hope to do it then. If not, it might be later, but I want to do it before then because I've got stuff to do. All right, cool. Again, thanks to you folks. Thanks to the hearts. Thanks to the love. Thanks for getting involved with Periscope. It's a great place to play. We are the frontiers people here. We are bold to go where nobody's gone before. And it ain't back to the future, as Shaq said earlier. But it's a good time to celebrate. Have a great day. I'll be back on again. Get out and enjoy the sunshine too. Oh, it's my joy, Ray. And I'm glad I'm part of this Perry Dudes group with you, so thanks for the invitation for that. We've got some big work to do. So let's take it up to another notch. All right? Folks, have a great afternoon. I've got to get going. Have fun. I'll see you later. If you missed this scope, please go back and watch it from the beginning, and please share the replay with your friends, your followers on Twitter, Facebook, etc. And tap the screen for hearts in the replay, and also the new one in the yeah, you know what I mean, in the replay. And the links are live on my profile if you want to find out more about me, and the tip jar as well. All right. Thank you, folks. I will see you soon again on Periscope. Have a great